This content is for informational purposes only. You should not construe any such information or other material as legal, tax, investment, financial, or other advice. Nothing contained on here constitutes a solicitation, recommendation, endorsement, or offer by Draper Goren Holm or any third-party service provider to buy or sell any securities or other financial instruments whatsoever.
Hey everyone, it is me. We are here. Joseph is here too. Say hi, Joseph.
Hey, what's up?
Boom, boom, boom. We're recording.
Good morning, everyone.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, everyone. Hey, everyone. Hey, everyone.
I am recording this on the computer now.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, everyone. Hey, everyone.
Boom. All right. It says it's recording. Boom, 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 boom. I am apparently recording.
The entire bottle of control. They're all exactly the same.
Crypto art, and then what it really is an NFT.
Wow.
Eddie wants to slap the bag.
So this is the next best thing.
DeFi is going to be a bubble.
It's provably scarce.
With Mad Dog.
Crypto, gold, and silver.
Transparent substance.
Take my money, start a war with it.
Without further ado.
Cheers to you, brother.
Get shit on. Because the system has to collapse before that.
My corona.
Cheers. I feel much better now.
Cheers.
Wow, that was heavy.
Boom. Welcome. I'm already seeing a bunch of people backstage, so I'm going to be adding a ton of you in just like 2 seconds. It's going to be a fun blockchain booze number 135 because we're hanging with the community. I see Pavan in the chat just said he's drinking a Macallan 12 Scotch. Very nice. Got some. Oh, Jeremy's back there. I told him to join us. Jeremy, I told you to join like 10 minutes ago, man. Jeez. I've got this is a Johnny Walker and Coke, but it's exciting. Number 135. I should not forget to do the homework because we're going to be talking about LA Blockchain Summit a lot. This is pretty much what we're dedicating this show to. And what's very cool is that it was actually Jeremy's idea. We were going to do blockchain and booze one night on the expo floor during the expo networking party, like when people get the bars open up on the expo floor and we get to have drinks and hang out with each other and all that. We were going to do on the expo stage, do a blockchain and booze. Jeremy said we had to do it both nights. So what did you call it? A blockchain booze.
Blockchain and Boozapalooza.
Boozapalooza. Blockchain Boozapalooza. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna get weird, and that's kind of the whole point, right? Like I was gonna ask Stash, Crypto Stash, to do like an open mic night, but we realized it might be a little chaotic, and we weren't sure about it, but we really want that networking party and that time to get weird because like we're gonna be hanging out with each other, talking about serious shit for 3 days, and the best way to get to know each other and work with each other is for things to get weird, is to have some fun together and become closer friends. So I think it's gonna be awesome. Before we start, I want to thank Blockchain and Booze. I swear this is
pretty good, huh?
It's been a long few days, people. I don't know how Jeremy and I are even awake right now. But Lunar Crush, which is going to have a huge presence and is the title sponsor of the summit. I want to thank them for streaming this. It's going to be awesome. What's up, Kiel? I don't know if that's how you pronounce your name, from Philly, in the chat. If you are on one of those streams, by the way, go to blockchainbooze.io. It'll redirect you to the DGH event site, and it will. Sorry, I'm looking at.
It will say enter now
at the same time. Go to blockchainbooze.io to redirect you to the DGH event site, and you could be chatting with the community while this is going on. I shared the link for the actual backstage area where we are at in there, so you can tell us what you're working on, what you're doing. Alex was on just last week or the week before to talk about Merch Proof. You're going to be at the summit. Jeremy is a big part of this community, and now he's joined us at DGH. to help us do the operations of the event and everything, which is going to be awesome. Adele, you're coming with DLN, Alpha Fin, and everything. So that's going to be cool. Before we start, actually, hold on. I'm seeing all the faces down below. Where'd you go? Here you are. Yo, you got to tell us about what you said. There's an update with Decentraland, your stuff. You're muted right now, by the way. So unmute and tell us what's the latest news. You got to tell the community before we jump into LA Blockchain Summit shenanigans.
Our Decentraland grant passed overwhelmingly, 124 votes, over 2.7 million VP votes. So that was one of the highest ever governance proposals voted on. So we got a lot of the actual community to come in and weigh in on it. So we are bringing on 18 guest curators as part of the decentralized plan, so that we're not in charge of who win. We don't get all of our friends.
You don't get to choose exactly who's.
We don't get to choose anybody.
It's like who's gonna win, my brother or my sister?
Yeah. So we're bringing on all these OG artists and collectors from the last bull run on Twitter. And they're coming back, and they're bringing back their fresh fire. And we are going to have and we just picked the matchups today on Spaces. And so we're gonna do Twitch. We're gonna do all those things, and we're gonna hopefully bring in a lot more players into Decentraland. And if we do that, we're gonna come back to the DAO next time and ask for 10 times more money.
Heck yeah. I love it. That's cool. So we gotta as you start doing those, we gotta do an episode dedicated to it. Maybe we can try and I don't know, we get all of us to do some voting, and
we can definitely make that happen.
Oh, we should. Dude, it's really cool. If any of you, I know not everyone has played around in Decentraland, but I run around in Decentraland sometimes. I went to their spot, like the picture behind them, that's what the spot looks like. And you go, and there's like these vending machine kind of things, and you basically grab a POA
right there in the corner
of attendance, and vote for which art you think is cool. And the idea is that one of them will win a prize. So it's going to be really, really cool. I'm going to blow up the screen right now really quick, because it's going to be pretty fun. Let's see how many people it will allow me to bring on here. We got Timed and Casey. Okay. So everyone made it up on stage. What's up, Casey? What's up, Timed? Andrew? Jeremy, we got everyone here now. Quickly, so wait, I forgot to ask you, Alex, before we went live, so I'm just asking now. Why not? Hold on, let's see what looks cooler. I kind of like this one better. Can we share? Like, we didn't do the public mass email yet, but can people go to the site and purchase those things?
Which site?
The merch site. For Boring Stone?
For Boring Stone? Yeah, the Boring Stone site is live. So that's ready to go right now. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I thought you might have been talking about our direct-to-collector solution that we're kind of rolling out
quickly.
through Bored Ape and Mutant Ape communities right now.
Nice. Okay, cool. So I'm going to share, actually the best way for me to find that link is going to boringstone.com, because I added it to the top. So so on the Boring Stone site, there's a merch link at the top, boringstone.com, but I'm sharing the link to that merch site in the chat. And then I wish I can show, you know what, I'm going to try to, while the next person is talking, I'm going to try to find the
I
LA
have the direct
blockchains.
link if you need it too.
I just shared it in the chat. So here's the thing. I'm going to do the one that zooms in, so we might have to adjust our faces so we're not like all like. So here's the cool thing that we're doing with Merch Proof. So Merch Proof, you guys heard from Alex, is doing all sorts of NFT connected merch, and we had the whole episode, and we're going to hear a lot more, and we're going to hang out with him at the summit and hear even more and see the products and stuff. But to showcase some of like how high quality their products are, they're going to give away a ton of LA Blockchain Summit shirts, and there's going to be 3 different ones with almost the same design, but some different colors and 3 different apes on them that Reaper made. So there's going to be, it's basically the LA Blockchain Summit like graffiti logo with an ape on it, spray painting the logo. And one of them will have Punk Ape Strong. One of them will have, you guys know, one of them will have Punk Ape Strong. One of them will have Jason the Ape. And the other one will have Reaper. Here's Reaper. So spray painting the LA Blockchain Summit logo. And you're just going to have to come back each time or trade with friends or figure it out if you want to collect all three. But if you come to the event, there's a pretty high likelihood you'll be able to at least get one of them. But then to showcase their actual merch site and everything and the high quality of their product, they did a whole line of Boring Stone merch in collaboration with Reaper doing the designs and stuff like that. There's one of the designs is an OG design from when Boring Stone launched with all of the logos on it. And that was Yoni made those logos for the original Boring Stone drop. So check it out. It's really high quality stuff. And the stuff is, you're just going to see it in person. But if you want to really, is it even possible, Alex, if they went and bought something tonight, would they be able to get it for LA Blockchain Summit? Like,
we couldn't guarantee it, but it's definitely a possibility. It depends. So all of the products are made in the LA area in our own factory. And so everything's vertically integrated and it's all made on demand. And so in theory, if you live in SoCal, there's a possibility that you could. And then, certainly if we have any super special requests or anything like that, our factory is like 40 minutes away from the convention.
So how about we do a will call pickup for people that pre-order their shirts?
We thought about doing that. So it's funny, we thought about doing that. And then, in practice, what ends up happening is like basically like box of shirts and then like piranhas like attacking it viciously.
We're going to try to be somewhat organized in the giving away of the LA Blockchain Summit ones, like coming up with times you can go to their booth to grab it and stuff. But, it probably will be something like that, right? But it'll be really super cool. Let me see if I can do something really quick. I'm just going to show you really quick, even though we had an episode about it and we should jump to other things, but it's just, I'm so stoked on this. So these are some of the designs on there. Like, here's I'm going to show you guys all the Punk Ape Strong ones, because obviously those are some of the coolest. Although look at these,
about your favorite ape.
It's just so freaking cool. And then, I'm on the second page. That's why I was missing the one that I was looking for. It's just really, really cool, high quality stuff, right? It'll be fun to see in person. This, I think, is my favorite shirt because, as you guys know, I just wear black, red, and white shirts all day long. So Punk Ape Strong right here. It's going to be so cool to see this stuff in real life and to hang and see you guys. John, it looks like you're working on a bottle over there. You got it?
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. that Kirkland Malbec, man. These guys are it's in there good and deep. Oh, there we go.
It's awesome. Yeah, so it's going to be awesome. So that's just one of the things happening at the summit. Actually, let me share again really quick. So this is a really cool thing. I didn't have the latest floor plan. I was showing this to Alex backstage before we went live, but I had to share an idea with the team and with one of the production people. So I literally just overlaid on Photoshop. I started typing in the names of the companies on each booth, and I wanted to share you guys the floor plan really quick, just because it's fun. I literally did it in Photoshop, and it's just quick and dirty and ugly. Can you guys see this? Because I can't. I'm not seeing you guys anymore when I do this.
Yeah.
But what's really cool is that this Lunar Lounge, that's not what it's actually going to end up looking like, because we completely rearranged it. But but Lunar Lounge is going to have a bar open from noon every day, and the coffee and water and everything's going to be there. But merch proof, Alex, you guys are right there. So we're all going to be hanging here, having drinks, trying on the shirts and checking it out and doing all that. Mintangible, who's just on Blockchain and Booze right here. Spirit Punks, hopefully Sailor Gary will have his backpack full of goodies for everyone. So it's going to be ridiculous and super fun. How do I stop sharing that screen now? There we go. They're just, it's so cool. So all the companies have their space. Adele, did you actually? Your company has a booth there too.
Yep.
Yeah, it's so it's gonna be killer. Now I can't see the chat anymore. Oh, there it is. All right. Excited to represent some walking around Harrisburg. Cool. So hey, okay, let's go around. Alex, you're coming with merch proof. It's gonna be awesome. Any surprises or things or things you want to tell the community beforehand, or people you want to try to meet to come to your booth, so we can. I want to go around and ask this to everyone, but.
Well, you know, we're going to be showcasing two products that we're launching. One is kind of a really exciting sort of B2B project that we're working on with World of Women, and you know, allowing their collectors to buy really ultra personalized one-of-one merch in a really unique way that no other collection or brand has really tapped into yet. So we're really excited to showcase that, and we'll be showcasing some of those products, as well as our what we're calling our direct to collector solution, which is kind of it's starting with only the top blue chip collections, the ability to create ultra premium, like think like high fashion or ultra premium street fashion level quality apparel, using their NFTs as well. So both of those products are going to be both of those are going to be launching right around the same time. We're going to have products from both, a lot of other products from Boring Stone and from some of our other customers. So it's going to be kind of like a fun, like boutique, almost like a really fun, like streetwear boutique. You see lots of different products. You'll get to meet the team. And we're also really, really excited about the other builders in kind of the, you know, IP licensing, apparel side of the space, and just connecting with everyone, building cool stuff, you know, with the technology. So we're super excited to meet everyone.
It's going to be fun to hang. It's going to be fun to see that. I can't wait to see the World of Women drop. It's not a secret. I've been holding some World of Women since the mint, and you know what's really funny about that, just as a thing, and then we'll jump into Adele and what you're doing. By the way, Matthias just shared some links also in the chat. Matthias is one of Alex's partners, so stoked everyone's hanging.
Matzi, I didn't even see there.
My daughter and my son got super into NFTs early. See, poo-poo.eth right there. That's my son. And you guys, I know a lot of you guys remember he was doing his membership NFTs and stuff a couple years ago during, you know, when it first started. Oh man, I gotta change the thing. I've got the DGH logo right on Andrew's face.
I've been hiding. I was like, I'm just going to come down here a little bit.
I was slouching earlier.
There we go. That was pretty funny. And then, you know, we bought a ton of Fame Lady Squad. And if you guys remember, Fame Lady Squad was turned out was a bunch of Russian dudes. It wasn't actually women, and it was like a big lie, and there was this whole drama, and it ended up being taken over by a bunch of our friends, and it turned into like one of the coolest stories ever in the NFT world. But then World of Women came around, and at that point I was like, oh, let's mint one or two of these. And my daughter, like, she will look at the NFT and be like, no minting these are crappy. These she wouldn't use the word crappy. She'd be like, this isn't good. This is not real. Like, you know, don't mint this one. I go, fine. And I listened to her. And then when World of Women came around, oh, Jeremy's back. There he is. She like forced me to mint more than I was comfortable with. I was like, I want to mint like 2 of them. And she's like, mint 10. And I was like, nah, maybe 5. And like, we were like negotiating, and I ended up minting probably as many as she wanted. I think 8 or 10. I think we just sold a couple like at one point, just so I could say I made the money back, but we're still holding like 6 of them or something like that. So huge fans of it. So I'm stoked to see the drop.
Yeah, and you'll be able to you might be able to you should be able to use the to plug in your World of Women NFTs while we're there, so you could create merch, you know, on the spot. And you just reminded me, we'll have to we have a meeting with them tomorrow, but we'll have to take this as a note to Mati. We should take a note that we need to add youth garments ASAP, because
for World of Women especially, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I would.
Good idea.
I would totally, for my daughter and for one of my nieces are into it. I would 100% get them stuff. Adele, what's AlphaFin gonna show at the conference? What are you excited for? What should everyone? Who are you looking to meet, and what are you looking to do?
So I'm super excited because I'm doing a presentation and also am in the panel NFTs and crypto for social good, and that's what I'm showing out from AlphaFin, that we've finally cracked the nut on how to do well while doing good, and coming out with the very first NFT focused on social good platform, period. It only is set up for that. It's called Verified Impact NFTs. And unlike any other NFTs, you cannot really mint things on it haphazardly. You have to actually join a campaign by a beneficiary. So it's a beneficiary focused. And we're working with a whole bunch of beneficiaries that are setting up on the platform. We already done the very first NFT for the benefit of the Ukraine. And we have USA for Ukraine there, DCBS, a couple others setting up. And it opens up another field for the NFT artists who want to actually do good. But, like instead of having to do good with your money, you can do good with your art. So if you have a free afternoon, you can come in, pick whatever NFT campaign that you like to add, and then mint NFTs for those. When it is sold, you get incentivized with whatever the actual beneficiary will set up for you. And then the other thing that was a killer is, like a few weeks ago, I was giving a panel, YPO, at the United Nations General Assembly. And they were talking about, like, if we can only find a platform that can help us with kind of like getting, making impact and getting it where it should be. And it's a trusted network. And then my turn came to speak. And it's like, well, guys, trust is built in the network. That's what blockchain is all about. And the platform is already adopting the SDGs, all 17 of them. So not only can you set it up there, but you can select which goal are you serving. You want to help as an artist, you want to help as a beneficiary, you want to help as a donor, come in and donate to the right thing. And if you donate, you don't get just a receipt, or you have to buy an NFT as an asset, you get both. So you get a receipt that you can use in your taxes, and you get an asset that you can hold on to, and it may appreciate in value after that. So what I'm looking forward to meet would be all the cool NFT artists that want to help others, that want to do an impact, to come over, sign up, check out the beneficiaries that I have, and the beneficiaries that are trying to help people, like save the children and other goals like those. And I leave the donation to you guys.
So
Ben, you showed us your you talked to us about the presentation already. Are you going to be able to join us for LA Blockchain Summit? You coming out?
I'm not personally, and neither can the co-founder. But here's the golden, the silver lining. We recently started working with someone who we've been networking with from your show, Ted Thorin. He's been following us for the last year and a half, watching our progress, and decided now is the right time to jump in and start working with us. So he's going to be out there on our behalf, networking with all you guys.
Sweet. That's going to be really cool. Awesome.
So I think this is an excellent opportunity to promote some cool nonprofits in LA. So Adele will connect and, do some stuff for LA Works and United Way and, a couple other organizations.
Hook me up.
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. Andrew, what's up, dude?
How's it going, man? How are you guys doing?
Doing good.
Yeah, I can't wait to get over there. I definitely will be there, but I'll be mostly trying to just meet other LA people. We work in a new space. It's a token incentivized physical infrastructure networks. So I'll be looking for real estate partners. And stuff like that to try to promote what we're doing. And we use NFTs in a little bit different of a way, but I'll just be going around and trying to meet as many people as possible and get people some passive income on their properties.
Heck yeah. We should do like something about because we're purposely not live streaming the actual event. We're recording everything. We're going to post it on YouTube afterwards. and share all the content from the event. But I feel like blockchain and booze, like I should like set up a laptop in a corner or an iPad or something and just live stream it straight to this system so that the regulars can come in and we can like mess with them or do something. I think
if you do that, I would love to bring some equipment and provide the data connection for it.
Okay,
because we can actually some crypto centric, that Pollen Mobile, that's actually my cell site here at my house. So
that would be pretty cool, actually, just as a cool use case. Like maybe I could like sign you into the StreamYard
somehow,
like on your device, and you could just be like cameraman and network for
better yet, I can send you an eSIM right now and you can log on. You'll be able to connect with your phone. Just very simply in 5 minutes, I could get it for you.
Yeah, that's cool.
So it'd be interesting.
Okay. I don't know if I can trust you to have the access to my phone like that. I don't know.
No, I have no access, right?
Yeah, how does that work? That's actually a cool question. Like security wise, like can somebody get somehow hijacked by
so it's actually it just works like any other like cellular connection. It's funny, I would actually send you what's called a honeybee, which is an NFT, and so you'd get that NFT is associated with your eSIM, and so you own that in your Solana wallet, and then you can access the honeybee app on iOS. It just launched today, and whenever you go around with the honeybee app, you just drive around, it'll drop pollen in those locations to incentivize cell owners to start building in those areas, and then it also earns you pollen coin. So is it essentially
like every person in the network turning their phone into like a hotspot for each other kind of thing?
No, it's more like so the NFT, like those drops, right? They kind of just incentivize. They tell people that are deployers, right, that set up like cell sites. They say, hey, there's people using it here and they need coverage. So it drops them in these hexes all over the city. And when somebody puts up a site that provides coverage to that area, it collects it as a bounty. So it promotes growth across like different cities. So it's kind of cool. But I could bring a cell site down to LA blockchain and literally pass out some NFTs and let people try it out, because
that would be fun. We should totally do some real-time tests and goof around, and then we can say that the stream is going over your network and stuff. I think it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely.
So does it have to be like an active cell phone? Maybe if you have an older model, you can bring that and you have an eSIM, right?
Yeah, you can. It all depends on the phone model. So now, like with Apple running eSIM only on like the 14s, like it's starting to come into fruition, but it has to work on a certain band. So some cell phones, in terms of like iPhone 10 and up, I believe, work. And then on Android, it all depends on the manufacturer if they support like that band. But most of them are starting to support it now. So
Google Fi is on board, right?
What was that?
Google Fi is on board, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
All right.
Because what would be cool is like almost like be able to pass around the phone with some of our community members that we recognize and we hang with on a weekly basis, right? And like, I'm not doing that with my actual phone, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That would be insane.
Pull my burner out.
Exactly. You got to get like a
burner iPhone. I have one.
Yeah, I'll bring one. What's crazy is you can actually do it with like a Chromebook too. So like if you have a laptop, Chromebooks can actually install the eSIMs and you can connect with that as well. So it's pretty sweet.
Sick. That's cool. Like you basically have like this decentralized laptop that like only connects through this network. It would just add to the fun.
I can bring an extra Chromebook easily.
Yeah, I've got people, like colleagues and stuff that are installing these things in municipalities, like throughout, different cities where they're installing them on public structures like libraries, et cetera. And they're giving people free internet coverage. Library card holders are giving them eSIM so that they can access the internet. So whenever they get close to the library or downtown, they've got internet access. So it's kind of it's a cool really use case.
So I will have some friends for you to meet because I've invited the LA Public Library System and the County of LA's library system employees to kind of come and hang out. As well as universities. So
I would love to talk with all of them.
We got to connect with Ted. Ted Ross is the CIO for the city of Los Angeles, and he's coming to the event. He's going to be speaking. a couple of years ago, well, 3 years ago now, at our event, we did a like pitch session to pitch the city of Los Angeles, like your blockchain enabled products. And they did like a pilot with the winning company. I think they gave them like 50 grand or something like that. We couldn't make that happen this year again. But this guy,
for the 10th anniversary, it's back, right?
And he's into Ted is into blockchain stuff. So like he's coming to the event. He'll be a good dude to talk to. And he has the city of LA. Jeremy just put that in my bind.
That's awesome. Also too, just to let you guys know too. So I just kind of took up residency. I'm administrating the grants program for the Pollen Mobile Foundation. So we have a grants program. It just started up. We're actually closing our first round of grants in the next week or so. And then we're going to be keeping it open year round. So if anyone has any interesting use cases like that library, solution or anything else, like we're more than willing to put a grant up and get people some funding.
Sweet.
That's pretty rad. Let's go around. So timed. How's it going, man?
It's going good. It's going good. For the blockchain, I'm just trying to get in contact with a lot more LA natives out here. See a lot more people who are like-minded and into the things that I'm doing, because I don't see that many people.
It's weird because we like live on the internet, right? Like, and so we see each other here and in these situations, but then you go to I don't know, for me it's like taking my kids to school or something, and I'm like weird and out of place because I'm not amongst my people, but my people are not actually physically here. They're like it's a weird it's a weird thing. So it's so cool it's going to be fun to hang with everyone again. I think also like the downtown area, LA Live area, even though it's like since we're talking about planning, right? To me, the move is that it's a convention center style event. We've had in various iterations, like we've done things like try to have food from the convention center and do all this stuff, and it's always terrible, and it's always like such a disappointment, and it never works. And we even like did lunch breaks, and like we tried, nothing works. But because we're in LA Live, right, you're next door to the convention, the Staples Center, we're at the convention center, and then you literally cross the street and there's like a few fast food places, a bunch of restaurants, a bunch of stuff. What's really cool, and the move is really like when you're talking to somebody interested on the expo floor, just going like, we're going out to lunch right now. It's like, and you go across the street and you hang with people, and you start hanging with different people. You end up recognizing somebody at the place, you end up having beers with these people and that people and whatever. And it just turns into this whole hang session, which you guys get to enjoy more than me, because I'm going to be running around and doing all sorts of shit. But it's going to be super cool. It's going to be fun hanging in real life.
Yeah. The first time I've been there, I went, me and Jeremy went up there and went up to the expo,
NFT Expoverse.
Yeah. And that was the first time I went to like a convention like this, and actually been around people who I know and well, I don't know face to face, but like Jeremy, I was able to connect with him and stuff like that. And I think that's that's what these things are meant for. Like I got people who I've been talking to, SoulCap, which is does decentralized data storage, that I'm gonna have come up there. I tried to have him come speak, but how that
time ticked.
Hey, there's Sam. Sam is going to be joining us from Invenium, by the way. And are you seeing this, Andrew? He said drop the pollen over at Invenium. Invenium's going to be booth 200. You guys saw that floor plan for a second I shared. Invenium is a company doing some really cool things in the digital assets, digital security space. Sam's going to be on one of the panels, and then Pat, one of the other team members, is going to be on another panel. They're one of the sponsors of the event, partners with us. We got to hang with them at Security Token Summit. They're awesome. So that'll be great. But yeah, timed. It's fun being at those expos and getting to meet people. And I always get a little bit jealous of like the people who are like super branded at the events too, like guys like Crypto Stash. Right, like
guys like timed.
Yeah, like timed. Yeah, you gotta teaching young minds every day. Like I seen Crypto Stash out there at the last, and I was like,
because if you see him and you're just like Stash, right? Like But I was at ETH Denver, and I was walking outside. I was mostly hanging outside because this was like close to peak COVID times still, and they did ETH Denver and everyone. So I was like hanging out outside, trying to stay away from the crowds, and just out of nowhere, some dude came up to me and was like, huge high five. He's like, blockchain and booze, you know, and that stuff in real life is just so fun. We don't get that enough anymore. So it's gonna be awesome.
It was like 2 years ago at NYC NFT. We got to finally meet a bunch of Twitter personalities that I'd been talking to for a year and a half and didn't even have a face to. And then finally, you get to meet them. It's just great.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun, you know, and like so many of these folks are also like not just the blockchain boost community, the people you just goof around with on Twitter or shit talk, whatever. Like you become friends over the internet, but you know, it's like see them in real life. It's so fun.
And they know more about you than your own family sometimes because, you know, you have those conversations over on the Twitter.
Over on the Twitter. Casey, what are you working on? We're going to see you next week.
Yeah. What's up, guys? So yeah, I'm with the Studia. We'll be there for the whole event. Really stoked on it. So Studia, we're kind of spread and Paul and very similar to Andrew, but in a much different way. So we're a staffing firm. So we're focused on building teams for some of the best and top VC-backed Web3 projects out there. So really looking forward to networking with a ton of new projects and investors and kind of growing what we do here at Studia.
Very cool. So it's like a staffing firm that's focused on crypto blockchain stuff. So like all of the people working, is it mostly engineers or is just all types?
Yeah, so it's kind of across the board, developing protocols, designing crypto, economic frameworks, dApps, you name it. So that's our focus. John, right here. I don't know which direction he's in.
Oh, John, you're with him.
Yep, he'll be coming up with us.
Nice.
Yeah, this will be our first blockchain summit, but stoked to see what you guys can do. I see you guys have a lot of really like strong named investors and a lot of really cool projects. So stoked for a few of the talks too.
So also, where are you guys coming from?
San Diego.
Oh, cool. So not too far.
Yeah, just right in your backyard.
Yeah. Dude, it's really fun. Like speaking of the sort of type of people coming, right? Like it's really interesting, right? This industry is a roller coaster. This is our 9th one. So we've had, we had the first really big one we had was like the peak 2017 craziness. We had 5,000 people plus at the convention center. The rooms, we had like literally security was yelling at people, blocking people from coming in the room because we were at capacity, and all sorts of just chaos and craziness. It was so wild. And then 6 months later, we were at the bottom of that first, not first, but that first more mainstream bear market that everyone was kind of dying, right? And we had Wozniak speak at the event, right? And so the room was packed when Woz spoke, and the whole rest of the time there was a good amount of people, but we had 1,200 seats in the room or something dumb like that, because we thought we need to make sure there's enough room for all the people for when Woz was speaking. The whole rest of the event, the vibe felt empty and weird and different. And now, a few years later, in the 9th edition of the event, we're so much more secure in the quality of the event, more than if there's 2,000 people this time versus the other time when there's 5,000 at the peak or whatever. It doesn't really matter to us, because we realize in hindsight, the companies that our group invested in that 2018 slump are our best companies right now. The biggest companies in our portfolio. One of them sold to Coinbase. They're killing it. And we're insanely stoked on right now and who we get to meet at the summit and who's going to be there, because we know there's, like I said, a couple thousand people. We spread it over 3 days too. So that's also something we've never done before. It's usually 2 days. So we're oh no, is it going to feel a little less, whatever? How is it going to this and how's it going to that? But if we look at the percentage concentration of investors versus founders versus people, it's just the quality is killer this time. We're so stoked. We've never had this many, investors coming. like verified investors, not just like, crypto people who bought some Shiba Inu or whatever and say they're an investor, but legitimate investors that we verified. We've never had this level and high quality of entrepreneurs participating. And it's just, I think, going to be just such a really cool vibe and a much higher quality audience. I'm hoping it's a little less of like that speed dating where you feel like pressure to meet the person, get their business card, and then like you're off. Like, I feel like we're all going to get to hang and build some really awesome things together. So I'm really, really excited about it.
I think the same thing could be said for like the industry as a whole right now.
Yeah.
You have the bear market just shakes out all the shit projects.
Yeah.
And
Right.
we might not see the volume, but we're starting to see the real quality come through. So
It's mind blowing. And I think about those events, right? Like some of the companies, the people I met back then, like after the 2017 craziness, those are like some of our biggest companies, like I said, like the Totals and Lunar Crushes of the world, Onera, like these companies are today, now a couple of years later, 3-4 years later, like just absolutely killing it. And you just know that you're like, it's, however the cycle goes, those are the companies that are really going to blow up when things move up. And it's just, it's so much fun. It's going to be great.
The way I think about it is we're in this window right now that is it's been slowly opening. And I think with the bear market and shaking off all the like activity around speculatively like FOMOing into things that people don't understand. Now that that's shaken off, there's this window that's opened, and windows open and close. And, some windows open every 50 years or every 100 years or every 300 years or have never opened and have just been opened for the first time. And so I think we're really fortunate to be in this moment where this window has opened up and all of these traditional markets and traditional industries are super ripe to be disrupted by this technology. And we're literally witnessing like the builders of these cornerstone disruptors in the various different spaces. And, in 5 years from now, 10 years from now, there might not be blockchain conferences or NFT conferences. It's just going to be just like there's no internet conferences and there's no World Wide Web conferences.
Let me. Yeah. So when we started, 1000%. And when we started our conference, we actually called it Crowd Invest Summit because Joseph and I were both in the crowdfunding space. And after a couple of editions, we were going all in on crypto and we rebranded it Crypto Invest Summit. And then at a certain point, LA Blockchain Summit, same conference, same me and Joseph putting it together. And now we have a full-time business that actually makes sense for us to have the conference, because up until then it was just like a hobby and for fun. And what's really crazy is I remember when I first was doing my crowdfunding business, which was in like 2008 was when it originally launched, but I quit my day job, I think around 2010 or 12, whatever that was. There was a conference at the time called Lend It. And it was originally the peer-to-peer lending conference, because around that same time when I was doing crowdfunding, this thing called peer-to-peer lending came up, and there's companies like Prosper and Lending Club that came out. The idea was to help your neighbors and do things like that, but regulation didn't allow for it. And they changed the term from peer-to-peer lending at a certain point to like consumer lending. And then all of a sudden it just kept changing and kind of readjusting. Now Lend It is a conference that like tens of thousands of people go to. Like the biggest banks in the world and lenders and people like that are the sponsors of this conference. But like essentially what happened is that technology that was going around at that time just kind of got absorbed into the banking industry and then just became a thing. I'm hoping a little less of us being absorbed, especially into the banking side, and more like us displacing those things on
That's right.
But when it comes to the other parts of the world, right? Like what
I'd sell for fixing.
There you go.
I'd settle for fixing.
Yeah. Well, I think what's going to happen realistically, right, is that at a certain point, and it's already happening, right? At a certain point, there is enough pressure from people leaving banks and leaving the financial institutions that have been historically treating us like complete shit. And once there's enough pressure, they have to start competing. And once they have to start competing, everyone wins, right? And we probably won't get 100% of where we want to be in the short term. Eventually we will, because I believe we will. But, like until then, like I go to a Starbucks drive-through that like somehow it shares like a wall with a bank. And when I first would go there, it would say like, our checking account earns you like 0.25% interest or something. Now it says something like their checking account earns you like 3% interest or something. This is a mainstream bank. Like I've never heard of a checking account at a mainstream bank doing that. And it's stuff like what we're working on in our industry that's making them have to compete, right? So I feel like we didn't hear from Digital Viking yet.
Yeah. Hi,
yeah.
guys.
What are you working on?
Hey guys, I'm from Philly, where nothing good happened 2 months ago, but now with the Eagles and Phillies, we're looking better. So funny you mentioned banking. I was co-founder of ING Direct, and we disrupted banking in US.
Wow.
And so totally agree. We literally did not hire one person from any other bank because we wanted disruptors and not other bankers that would rip the customer off. That was literally our policy for hiring. Like, did you work at Chase? Sorry, we're done. Interview.
Not interested.
Yeah. So anyway, so thanks.
So I wouldn't have been able to get the job because I was a teller at a union bank when I was like 18, 19 years old. But what's really cool is I discovered how to remotely log into my computer at home. So while I was helping people at my desk, I was actually like making little websites on my computer at home. Or I remember using Photoshop to make flyers for punk rock shows while I was sitting there getting yelled at usually because I would accidentally on purpose forget my tie every single day because as a teller, I needed to wear a tie. Right, I was making like $8 or $9 an hour, but I had to wear a tie. Like I remember like being so angry at that little thing. It's so funny. But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, so I'm going to be there. So look forward to meet all of you. But more importantly, I think I can help all of you after listening. If not all of you, many of you, with either connections or let's call it a deal. Like so I look forward to do that.
Actually, this leads me to the question I wanted to ask everyone. When is everyone coming into town if you're not already in LA? The 31st or the 1st or earlier?
31st, late at night.
Same.
Cool.
But we
are in time for the party at 8 p.m.
I'll be there.
All right now.
So it is Halloween. Are you guys dressing up?
We gotta be creative. I'm just saying.
You know, I really didn't think about it fully, but
what free costume character will you be? That guy. Strong resemblance. I don't know who's doppelganger here. Are you Ape or is he Alon? I don't know.
His Twitter profile says that his alter ego is Alon Goren.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. So I'm going to look forward to meeting Punk Ape Strong next week, and I may or may not run into Alon.
Nice. I'll just finish my 30-second intro. So we are bootstrapping. We can't afford a booth. We are a Web3 PaaS, platform as a service. We're building infrastructure. Think Shopify for Web3, for communities, small, medium businesses, and the gig economy. A small, medium business are not able to participate in Web3 because they don't have IT resources. So Maria's bakery on the street may want a mini metaverse bakery. I don't know. She may want tokens for her customers. How the hell does she do it today? She can't, right? So we're going to try to help them participate. Click here if you want your own metaverse. Click here if you want to subscribe to a wallet, but you have to use our token. So our unique selling position, if you will, is that we already have 40 million customers we're designing for.
Wow.
So we're pretty stoked. We're looking for investment to accelerate that. That's why one reason we're going, in addition to expand our ecosystem and connections with all of you. But I'm kind of visual. Are you open to a 60-second video of what we're planning? Or is that
what time is it? We got 8 minutes. Let's do it. I'm down.
Okay. So our first go-to-market partner is a community of 30 million software developers.
Wow.
Well, that's that's who they are. So let's see if we.
Do you have the present button below?
Share screen.
It looks like we do.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what happens.
Does
Oh
this
yeah.
work?
Oh yeah, and then I can choose to add it to the stream here. Let's check it out. Let's see.
Okay. All right.
Oh, boom.
You ready?
Yep.
So this is what we played last week in India, introducing the concept to 30 million software developers. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for listening.
Nice.
Pretty awesome, man.
It's gonna be awesome to meet in person next week and hear more. Are any other team members coming? Just you?
Two of us. We're actually pitching. We were picked to pitch.
Oh, you're gonna be on the pitch stage. Awesome. Yeah. Wait. Okay. So while you're
your teammate, is it Uzair?
Uzair. Yeah.
Yeah, Uzair. We talked to him, and so we got picked. So we're
oh, that's great. So hold on. Before we move on, then I need to look at my other window. Hold on, so that I can tell everyone what time to go to the pitch stage and support one of the our fellow blockchain boozers. Let's see here. I have my here we go.
It's Sharp.
Just while you're doing that, is it Kajel?
Yeah, Shell. It's a good
Kajel.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, let's run into each other. Let's find each other because I know there's a bunch of investors that aren't going to be at the summit that I could get your pitch deck in front of if you'd like. So always happy to try to help network in that way.
Yeah, fantastic.
What's the name of the company again?
Sharp Platform.
Sharp Platform. All right. So November 3rd, day 3, 1:20 p.m. on the pitch stage. So
put it on the scroll.
make sure to hang. It's going to be awesome though. But there's going to be we're going to have big signs all around the event where you can scan a QR code and get the agenda right on your phone. What's cool about the our new platform also for the agenda and everything is anything you are interested in seeing, now that the agenda is, like 99% locked and set, you can, Pamela, no, Punk Ape Strong is not going to sing live at the Conga Room. I did promise. Okay, so here's a promise that I probably shouldn't say out loud because I was kind of hoping to sneak by, is I did promise to do the Blockchain Booze theme song live to Jason. Jason and Reaper are both bringing a couple of Punk Ape Strong guitars to the event, so I won't have an excuse to be like, oh, no guitar, sorry, can't do it. So you guys could try to put me in a headlock. But what I was going to say is agenda. When you look at the agenda on the site, if there's anything cool you want to make sure you don't miss, you can click to add it to your calendar also. So it'll actually go into your phone calendar or your Google Calendar, whatever you use. So, which is a pretty cool feature. And I started doing that with some of the sessions just to test it out and play with. It's going to be pretty awesome. Yeah, you'll get to see the Sharp platform pitch and a bunch of others. And so Jeremy, we're going to have blockchain booze during the networking party with the booze flowing and everything, both nights.
Boozapalooza.
So blockchain Boozapalooza. what else should we do there? Should I try to like wrangle any of the guests and, you know, like any of the speakers from the event, get some booze in them and kind of do the offline talk?
Yeah, totally.
Like, have you ever seen an Ignite talk before?
No, I mean, there's a really rad hardcore band called Ignite. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I don't know that that's their jam necessarily, but no, Ignite is a series of conversations where you have a 5-minute presentation. It's timed so that every basically 20 seconds you get a new slide kind of deal.
Oh.
So you have to keep pace and deliver whatever it is you're
delivering. I know where you're going.
Yeah. So I think we could do like a little, 2-minute, give us your best deck of whatever, making a peanut butter.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like every 5 minutes, like a bell rings and we have to take a shot or something.
Well, you could pretty much do that too. Like, did he finish?
Let's make a game out of it.
But I have to take some of our investors out to dinner after the first night of the event, and if I did that, it would be
dangerous,
intense.
Just a little messy.
But the second night, I'm gonna feel like the coast is clear. All the stress will be off my shoulders. It's gonna get weirder as we go for sure.
All right. To help, Alon, is there anything we can do to help? I know you have a team, but just asking.
Oh, I appreciate that. I think we're just good vibes and a good time, and come and join us and hang out. It's gonna be, I think the opening party is gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna set the stage. The next morning is going to be huge. Like in terms of, it'll be fun to just get in there, see the speakers. I think the whole day is going to be big. I think what's really interesting is the last day, in my opinion, I have those personal feelings. Like I said, like by the last day, I'm always less stressed out. It's the day I dress the least fancy. It's the day when like everything's practically done. So like, this event, like I said, is 3 days instead of 2. So this time it's going to feel probably even better that last day. But the last day ended up getting kind of stacked with like some of my favorite content and some of the best things. Day 3, I'm going to be interviewing Baron Davis on stage. And then later in the day, we have Meta World Peace, Ron Artest, on stage too. He's a great guy. Met him in the past, and he's super into our space and investing in companies in our space. And then we have some really interesting talks that last day too. We have like this NFT hip hop panel. We have just off the top of my head, the NFT IP talk is mostly on day 3 too, which is like, very much, as you guys know, like my favorite topic right now. And I just think day 3 is going to be a really fun day, and it's going to be the most laid back and probably the weirdest in terms of the content and what's going on and everything. So I'm just really excited in general. But what's fun is, to me, like there's stuff every day that's exciting to me. And it's not just like in the morning on day 1, Waz is speaking and the rest of the event's going to be cool too. But like I'm like genuinely stoked for each and every day. So
put the link in the chat or whatever,
Somehow at almost every trade show, at like the very last part, like loadout, when I'm like, there's no way I'm going to that, like no way, I'll just like let the team close down the booth. And then like clockwork every time, I don't know what law this is, but like I end up making some great connection or meeting someone that I've really been wanting to meet, or some other person at the show that I've been meaning to talk to. And when everything kind of dies down, a lot of that stuff.
That's the beauty of those in-person situations, right? Like I always find myself like I'm not the biggest early bird in the world, but I have like this sense of responsibility in my head of like, I came here, I'm in Miami and the show opens at 9. I should be there, right? Like, I don't know what it is. And like, I'm always one of the first people in the room, like in the mornings at conferences, like even not our conference. And there's always, like the hallways and the corner, like you go and grab a coffee and you're like, half asleep or whatever. And you're just like ends up being some of the best meetings and conversations and things. It's going to be awesome. Yeah.
I have a suggestion for format real quick, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
We do a thing out here in Columbus, Ohio called Drunk Pitch. And we get a bunch of people and they drink a lot. And then teams come up with the worst possible idea they can think of to pitch. And then the judges vote on which terrible idea they like.
Blues, that's going to be awesome if we did something like that.
You know I thought about when we were first doing blockchain and booze as this like recurring thing. I was also at the time when we didn't think blockchain booze was going to like last forever, because the history of this was first quarantine and March of a couple of years ago. We just were like, let's hang out with our friends every Tuesday night at the time, and we'll have some beers together. And in a few weeks, when this quarantine thing's over, at least we don't go crazy like being locked in our houses. And now we're like 135 weeks in. We kept it going, but I was doing a live stream randomly with our portfolio companies and friends called What the Block is what I called it. And we were going to like try to make it kind of like a show with segments. And one of the segments was going to be like a made up startup where somebody had to like give me a name or some basic premise of an idea for a startup. And then I was going to pitch them. I was going to pretend like I was the CEO pitching the company. I feel like some stuff like that could be really fun, because I can make up ideas all day long.
So instead of Shark Tank, we should have Guppy Bowl.
That's great.
You'll be part of the blockchain and Boozapalooza. You'll come to the Guppy Bowl pitch,
But I like the format you mentioned, 5 minutes. What if you take a panel like 3-4 people, and in 5 minutes you solve one problem. Each of you come up with one idea, and then boom, take a drink. Like, I don't know. I mean that would be useful and helpful for at least us founders to get some ideas and have some fun. Anyway,
I like that. We'll have 2 hours. There's 2 hours of the networking party on both days, and the only thing on the stage for during that time is the blockchain booze session. Before and after the pitches, a couple people might have some panels on the expo stage. So if you guys do come up with a community idea or something and we want to do it, you can let me know. I can block off like 45-minute panel session, and we can do weird things even during the day. Like I said, Lunar Crush's lounge area that they're setting up is going to have a bar open from noon on. And if you look at Sailor Gary just the right way, he might have a backpack full of. I don't know if he is. I don't know if he's planning on it. I don't know exactly what the rules are for him doing that kind of thing. But I do know that at ETH Denver, it was really funny when he opened up his backpack and I realized that he wasn't full of his laptop and work stuff and whatever. His work stuff was a backpack full of mini bottles of premium vodka.
Just to rinse off the welcome party a little bit.
Yes, exactly.
I know where I'm going to the Lunar area. I was a bouncer for 5 years, so I know where I'm going to hang out.
It's probably where we're all going to hang out. And what's great is that the startups all have tables. The startup table, so you guys will have a table with a couple chairs and rooms for you to put like a pop-up banner. So there's like 20 of those startup tables around. Then there's some other tables around. There's all of the booths everywhere. There's the Lunar Lounge area. So I think it's just a big giant hang session for the days of the events. And then of course in the area where the main stage is, because of the way we spread things out in terms of 3 days, but also we wanted to kind of spread things out mentally. Like with some folks, we were kind of game planning things. Some folks were like, I don't love this idea of going in a closed room and, being shoulder to shoulder with people right now. Like some people were like, let's just spread out a little bit. So we purposely used a wider room and did the round tables so people can be spread out. There's still a few hundred seats in the room, so it's still a lot of people, but it's spread out a little more. So that vibe also will extend into the show. What were you saying, Jeremy?
Socially distanced.
Yes, socially, but we are indoors, so we're breathing the same air. So I think it's psychological at that point. But it's okay. It's okay. It still feels nice to not be exactly.
If you can do that and not smack somebody, you're good.
Yeah, exactly. So it's gonna be pretty great, and we'll have some fun stuff. Need Bored Ape guitar sport. What did Will say? Need a Bored Ape playing guitar, sporting baseball jersey, Astros. Will, I don't know what you're talking about. You gotta expand on that. We've got a couple Bored Apes playing guitars here. Here's a Bored Becky, and I got Punk Ape. Oh, here's Punk Ape actually playing the guitar. There we go. Oh, here is the design for the shirts. I had it here the whole time. So by the way, this is everyone this is what you're going to be able to go to the Merch Proof booth and grab at various times. We got to plan this. And I should give that plug again. I'm going to put in the chat. If you go to boringstone.com and in the upper right corner, click on merch. That merch is what we dropped. I'm going to probably send an email. I think the mass email will probably go tomorrow to the whole blockchain, to the whole LA Blockchain Summit community. But check out those designs. It's all of the Punk Ape Strong Reaper made designs. You guys know Reaper. He made all of these, the full body apes. This guy's not part of the design. This is Board Shinoda, by the way, Mike Shinoda's ape, Mike from Lincoln Park. We got to have him back on Blockchain and Booze, actually. There's Punk Ape Strong. So all of these cool designs were done by Reaper, and we did the collab with the Merch Proof team. That's going out. It's going to be really cool. I can't wait to see the next step on the Merch Proof side with the World of Women and maybe some ideas we had with the Boring Stone guys later. But it's going to be fun. Okay, everyone, anybody throw up your hand or something and wave to me if you got a last minute thing you want to say before we sign off and then go to networking with the crew. Ben, was that you? Did you say something?
Yeah. I just wanted to say, catch us on Mondays, 5 to 6 on Twitter Spaces, 6 to 7 on Token Smart, and
what's
it'll be under Art or Die. We've realigned all of our branding to Art or Die, so you'll see Art or Die Spaces on Mondays and Wednesdays at 6 or 5 o'clock on Mondays and 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Wednesdays.
Heck yeah! Oh yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, follow Ben and the whole Art or Die crew on Twitter and join those spaces. I'll throw this back up again. The Reaper made these designs too. And so it's going to be awesome. Hopefully all of you will get this shirt. Anyone who misses the shirt or doesn't get to join us in person, we'll have those shirts available on the Merch Proof site for like a limited time, like a few day drop or something after the event. Hey, what's up? I see an elf over there.
It's daddy time.
Daddy time. That's right. I got to sneak off too to have dinner with the fam in a second. Okay, everyone.
Daddy time.
LA Blockchain Summit. We're gonna see you all next week. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna have some fun. Make sure to come hang and during the networking hour when we do the Blockchain and Booze and get silly and have some fun. And I'm stoked to see you all at the party on Monday.
LABlockchainSummit.com.
Yeah,
LABlockchainSummit.com. Anyone who's does anybody still need a ticket? I promised in the email to give the code for 50% off tickets. Does everyone? Actually, there's other people watching. Here's what I'm going to do. Anyone who didn't get a ticket already, use the code FOMO50 on the checkout. It'll give you 50% off so that you don't have to pay the last minute ticket price. And I'm going to right now, when I end this, extend that to have the next 10 people or so that use that code. So anyone who doesn't have a ticket, so you don't have to pay full price since you waited last minute, procrastinator. That's normally me, so that's why we do this and give everyone a code. All right. I will see you all next week. LA Blockchain Summit. Oh, if you are, everybody who is here, by the way, go to blockchainbooze.io if you're watching on one of the streams, because you'll be able to turn on your camera and hang out with the crew backstage here and keep this conversation going. This is kind of like the conversations we have backstage where, we originally met Adele and got to hang out with him, and where we originally met so many of you, and companies have started, people have done. So go to blockchainbooze.io. It'll redirect to the new DGH events site. Log in there, and you can turn on your camera and hang out with us in a minute. See you all there. Bye, everyone.
Sick. Peace, guys.
We'll see you, man.
Bye.